sounding like a granny in Vegas, like chain smoking by the slots. It's just like it's like this, and I'm like, and it's really
I just give you a heads up. I just went live with things too.
embarrassing.
So your smokers.
Grandma, can you please tone quiet down back there?
Hey, I'm prompt. I'm prompt with all this stuff, my man. So
Okay.
listen, why don't you take it easy right now?
Yeah.
I'm going to run through.
So I want to make sure you make me say a few things in the first like 5, 10 minutes so people know this isn't a gimmick. Like I'm truly actually here. Like it's not, pre-recorded before we switch the recording. Um, and the only question I had is, are you going to announce your bonus at the beginning? Is that what you're intending?
Yeah,
Like with the intro?
I'm gonna run it through with everybody right now.
Perfect. Okay. I'm here and I'll let you take lead.
Beauty. Well, hi everybody. This is Todd. Let me know where you guys are all dialing in from today. In the chat box area, that would be fantastic. And if you're watching on Facebook Live, because I am live streaming this at the same time. And Ryan, you twisted my arm on this, but this is a technological challenge for someone who doesn't like to context switch. Uh, so anyways, great. We got Overland Park, Kansas, South Carolina, Manhattan. Hello, Nikki. DC, Penticton. Good old Penticton. That's a beautiful place in Canada. San Carlos. All right. So I'm not going to, not necessarily waste, but I'm not going to take up too much of your time. What I want to do at the very beginning here, because, you've already been introduced to Ryan and the ask method. One of the things that he does not do a very good job of, and most of us don't do this anyway, and that is, we don't typically brag up ourselves all that often, and rightfully so. But Ryan is a super duper smart guy. So not only is he so smart when it comes to just putting together phenomenal sort of marketing campaigns that really do drive home to the needs and the wants and the frustrations and the desires of that target customer. But he is a Brown University grad from the world of neuroscience. Uh, he has lived all over the world. Was before he ever got into the entrepreneurial space, was super successful already in the corporate world. Got flown over to good old China, and he speaks Mandarin, and he's teaching his little one Mandarin too. By the way, Ryan, I've got my little one's learning Mandarin right now too. Uh,
That's awesome.
but listen, before we kick off and I let Ryan kind of give you the sneak peek and really kind of answer your questions on the call today, what I want to do is reiterate the bonuses that I have for all of you, because I mean, Ryan can attest to this in the context of putting together the ask method on top of a launch. Nobody has executed this as well as we have. So that's why I'm such a big fan of this. It made such a big impact on our last launch of the 90-day year. And the amount of people who sent in comments to customer service, just blown away at how they felt I was in their head because of the messaging, but also just how much they loved the experience was great. So because of that, I want to try to give everybody as much of an opportunity to get into this on top of what Ryan's already giving you, my bonuses as well. And bonus number one is the fly on the wall private recording of the Ask Strategy call that I did with Ryan right before we did our launch. And if you listen in, I think I got a little sample here for you.
Here's kind of what I'm thinking. So, because I want to, there's like levels of complexity that we can implement, right? And if this was like a cold traffic funnel, you're thinking about running like cold traffic leads on a daily basis.
There you go. I'll leave the cliffhanger there for you, but that's just even the start of our call. And it was, I think we've got 46 minutes of Ryan just giving me the once over of what we need to do in order to kind of hit the goals that we had. So you're going to get that bonus, and you're also going to get my Ask 80/20, which is how to quickly apply the 20% of ask that will get you 80% of your total results. And this is going to be a private webinar walkthrough for me. If there's anything that I know I do really well, that's really seeing the forest through the trees and, okay, well, what's this all about? What's the 20% that's going to give you the biggest impact from the ask method? Because, entrepreneurs, we have this sometimes perfection mentality where we want to get it all right. And I'm telling you, that's a real burden on us. So instead, I have already mapped this out because I have full access to the program. I've already gone through and created the little, follow the dotted line, and this creates a perfect picture for you. So I'm going to walk you through that of, right inside the members area. This is where I think you need to be going. And this is what you're going to map out. And then bonus number 3, which is going to go along with that webinar, is a 5-day implementation challenge. Now that actually expired a couple days ago, but I'm going to peel that back out and give it to you guys today for being on the call with me. And from Monday, August 15th to the 19th, you're going to be getting a daily activity designed to stack on top of each other and lead you to a completed and optimized quiz funnel, which is the power of what the Ask Method can deliver, because you're going to end up getting, do you want 10,000 people from just a general for just a general list, or would you much rather have 2,500 people who are waiting on every single one of your offers, hovering over every word that you send out? And this doesn't apply just to people in the online space. Remember, this is just an online tool that we're using that we can leverage in any type of business. This is not just, hey, for selling a course or something like that. This has been, and Ryan can probably talk about this with the number of different industries that have applied this. So that's another bonus for you. And then bonus number 4 is the speed sales writing hack. This is going to be a video training from me on how to take Ryan's swipe vault that he has, because he doesn't have this training in there. And I'm going to show you how to rapidly create your own marketing materials from his swipe vaults. And it's going to give you the confidence that your marketing is going to work and get you out of your own way, because the hardest thing when we're selling our own stuff is what? Really maybe bragging ourselves up a little bit or giving ourselves the credit that we really should deserve. That's why it's easier for all of us to kind of, trumpet and, blowhorn other people, our friends, than it is to do ourselves. And I'm going to show you how to get past that with this speed sales writing hack. Because again, this is not my core skill set, but this little hack is something that I use. And then bonus number 5 is something I just added today, 337 pages of fill in the blank templates and swipe files, so that you can quickly and easily create ideas, outlines, sales letters, titles, blogs, posts, videos, etc. And I'm going to show you, give me one second, I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to show you the PDF right now of what the actual table of contents looks like. So there you go. Ryan, can you see it on your screen?
I can see it, and it looks very thorough. This is pretty badass.
There you go. That's the table of 25 different product title templates, 3 product outline templates, how to actually outline your own product, direct response templates, article templates, blog post templates. And while they're blog post templates, you can take a blog post and put it in any medium. It could be a podcast episode. It could be a video piece of content. It could be a Facebook Live event that you're doing inside of a group, anything like that. Solo mailing templates. What that just means is, are you going to be doing a promotional mailing, testimonial mailing? These are all 10 different types of subjects. Swipe files for 101 writing ideas that you can have. Reproduce your own schedule, share your blueprint, quiz your readers. So you can see the pages are stacking up. We're already at 144. Swipe file for 27 hot buttons for sales writing. 52 kinds of blog posts and blog post titles, 10 high reading blog posts or highly read blog posts with examples in there. Anyways, this is, and I haven't even gone to the end of this, but I'm going to be giving that to you. It's a PDF, templates, swipe files, all those examples. Because again, I'm coming over the top because I totally respect Ryan. I think he's just an absolute champ when it comes to being not just someone who knows how to deliver results, but he's just a champ when it comes to being a business professional and running a great business. So I want to encourage anyone to get into his world, because he will absolutely change people's businesses and lives because of what he has. So without me further ado, I think I've pumped you up enough, Ryan. I'm going to pass it off to you, and you can take over from here.
Awesome. Todd, thank you so much. That's really, really awesome. And as I was jokingly saying at the beginning of this call, I lost my voice yesterday, and after doing 10 hours of Q&A webinars. And so what we're going to do now is I'm here live, and any questions that you have, I'm going to be here in the chat to answer those questions. And what we're going to be doing now is we're going to switch it over to the recording of the absolute best training I did yesterday. And I think we should have audio coming any moment.
Good stuff.
Let's see if we get audio playing. So first things first, what is the ask method? Well, the ask method in a nutshell is a marketing methodology designed to figure out exactly what your customers want to buy before they even know what they want to buy themselves. And there's really two main parts to the ask method. The first part is the survey research phase or stage of it, which is all about understanding your customers' needs, wants, and desires and pain in such a deeply profound way that you can communicate back to them in language that resonates with them on a very, very deep level. It's a methodology that allows you to understand the natural consumer language that your market naturally uses, so you can echo it back in your emails, in your landing pages, on your sales pages, in your videos. And when you echo back that language, when you can describe a prospect's pain better than they can even describe it to themselves, your natural conclusion that they go to in their brain is that you have the solution for them. That's the first part of the ask method. It's all about that deep dive research. The second part of the ask method is then taking that research and building your online sales process with it. And then a hallmark of the ask method is using segmentation. Because what you discover when you run your deep dive survey process is that your market falls into different segments, or what we call in our world buckets. And these buckets represent the different groups of people in your market who have different pain points, different needs, different wants, different desires. So in the orchid example, I talked a lot about our orchid business, which still exists today. And I'll show you kind of a cool screenshot related to that orchid business in a moment. Later on in this presentation. The orchid business, there are four major buckets that we discovered from our deep dive, right? So we discovered that there are people who are growing their first orchid for the first time and they need the basics of orchid care from A to Z. Then we also discovered that there were people who were struggling with repotting their orchid, and their orchid was dying every time that they tried to repot it. The next bucket were people who wanted to figure out how to get their orchid to reflower. So people who wanted to know where they should cut the stem to get an orchid to reflower and what steps they need to take. And the last bucket were people who have a sick or dying orchid. Each of these groups of people have very different needs, wants, and desires, and so the ask method allows you to customize your sales process to speak to these different groups of people differently. And you've actually experienced a form of the ask method in action when you first opted in to watch the free videos. So if you remember this page here, or a page that looks something like this, you were invited to click on this link and then answer a one-question quiz, what we call simple segmentation. And based on the answer of this quiz, everything that you've seen after this point has been tailored and customized to you based on your situation. So the emails that you've received, the Facebook ads that you've been shown, the case studies that I've been introducing you to and that I'll continue to introduce you to, all relate back to your bucket. So you've experienced this form of segmentation in action. Now, people have been asking, well, what's the software that you use to do this sort of thing? What do I recommend? Well, we'll get to that when we get to a little bit of show and tell in just a moment. But I wanted to set the stage. Now, if you're joining us late and you haven't watched the three what we call PLC videos, I want to just show you what these are all about so you can know what to be looking for when it comes time to check them out. So bear with me one second. I'm going to put this page here. So in the what we call PLC videos, or pre-launch, being the launch of this masterclass, pre-launch videos to kind of give you a taste for what the ask method is all about, we covered three big things. So in the first video, we talked about the ask phenomenon, right? The ask phenomenon is all about what the ask method is and the huge opportunity that we have in front of us right now to apply the ask method in our businesses. And the fact that there is this unique situation right now where if you are in a market where nobody's applying this, you have a tremendous first mover advantage. In fact, it's very much a land grab, meaning that if no one in your direct space is using the ask method right now, you are primed to take a lead spot, a lead role, a lead position in your market. The second side to that is if you're in a space that's crowded, that a lot of people are already using the ask method. This is a question that came in the survey. If everybody's using this, is it going to stop working? Well, the answer is if you don't use the ask method, you are going to be left behind, left in the dust in a major, major way. Why do I say that? The ask method is all about tapping into human nature. Think about it. you and I, we're individuals, right? We want to be spoken to, like you want to be spoken to as if you are a person, not just a number, right? And this model of diagnosing a person's situation, asking them questions, just like a doctor, to know a little bit about their situation so that you can customize their experience, that is universal. That applies no matter what market you're in, and that's something that we've been doing since the history of time, right? That's how we interact with each other when we're communicating one-on-one offline. What's changing now is the methodology and the technology has evolved to a point that this type of segmentation, this type of customization is now available to you as a small business owner. You can think about it like this. The Ask method is a way to take the power that Amazon has. How much does Amazon know about all of us, right? The power that Amazon has to customize their messaging, to customize the offers that they put in front of us, to customize the products that they recommend, taking the power of Amazon and putting it in the hands of a small business owner like you and me. That's what the Ask method is all about. This is the future, and you will look back at this moment, the moment right now when you're on this webinar, and you'll look back 5, 10 years from now, and you'll remember. You'll remember this moment, and you'll say, I remember when I was first introduced to the Ask method, and I can't believe how much it's everywhere. In fact, when you join the Masterclass, that's one of the things that people start to see is they say, I didn't realize, but I'm seeing the Ask method everywhere in places that I didn't even realize it. Suzanne, yes, if you're joining us on Facebook, there's a link in Facebook. Make sure you click on that link, join the webinar, and join us. You can actually see what's going on in the screen because you'll get such a great experience seeing what's going on my screen over here. So that's the first video. That's what the first video is all about. Second video was all about the first step in the Ask method, the deep dive survey. We talked about how to get started with that deep dive survey. Now, a question that came up in some of the surveys was, hey, I started taking action and I started running my deep dive survey and I'm not getting responses, or I'm kind of struggling with some of the nuances, and that's perfectly normal. Right now, where you're at with these videos, it's kind of like if you go to a fancy restaurant and you have an amazing meal, right, with your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, a loved one, and you have an amazing meal, and you say, you know what, I'm going to come back home and I'm going to try to replicate that meal. Right? You've seen the meal from the outside, right? You've seen you've looked at it, you kind of have a sense for what's inside it, but the difference between trying to recreate that meal based on having that meal once, and the difference between that and getting a chance to go into the kitchen and work with the top chef personally and have him show you step by step by step how to make that meal. Don't you think you could do a better job making that meal with that type of coaching and guidance? Well, that's the difference between trying to figure this out on your own and diving into the Masterclass and coaching program and getting support from me personally and my team of Ask Method specialists. So in video number 2, we talked about the deep dive action plan. In video number 3, we talked about the Ask Method blueprint, the blueprint that kind of goes through at a very high level all the different bits and pieces that are components of the Ask method. And one of the questions that came up was, hey, this mind map, there's a lot going on. And the reason why I give you this mind map is you can kind of see all the pieces and how everything fits together. And the Masterclass comes in to help get you through the process, to help coach you through the process of executing everything step by step, eliminating confusion, tailoring the process to your particular business. But video 3 is where we cover the Ask Method blueprint. And at the end of this training, at the end of this webinar, I am going to make sure that we make these links, special links available to you so you can access them, even though they're no longer available online. So that if you missed a video, if you missed a download, if you can get a chance to, if you're still thinking about the Masterclass, but you want to rewatch these videos one last time before you make your decision, I want to make that available to you at the end of this webinar. Speaking of the Masterclass, in the last 36 hours, we've already had over 600 students enroll in the Masterclass in just the last day and a half. And I'm just so excited for everyone who's moving forward.
Unmuted.
Now is give you a peek into what is happening inside the Masterclass. Actually, before I do that, I do want to walk through what the Masterclass includes and to give you a sense for the options that you have in terms of deciding which enrollment option is right for you. So if you're looking at different options, you're not sure which one's right for you, I want to show you what the options are and to help give you a sense of, give you a lay of the land there, and then walk through what you're going to be getting access to the moment that you become a student. So as you can see here, this is the enrollment page. And as you can see, there's only 2 days left to enroll. We actually close enrollment. This truly operates like a college course in the sense that everybody comes in all at once. We all start things off at the same time. We only open enrollment once a year in this big way that we have. And then after that, we close enrollment. And then my entire company, we shift our focus to serving our students inside the masterclass. So if you're wondering, when's the deadline to sign up? When's the last day? The last day is this Friday at midnight Pacific time, actually 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. After that, we shut the doors and we totally shift our focus. I want to make sure you're totally clear on that deadline so you don't miss out. I'd also recommend not waiting to the last minute. The last time that we opened up enrollment into the masterclass and we capped it at 400 students, on the last day of the masterclass, California was having rolling blackouts. And we literally had students that were signing up for the masterclass on their iPhones with like 10% battery life left on their phone because they had lost power for the whole day. Do not wait to the last minute. You don't know what's going to happen in your life. You don't know what's going to happen that's out of your control, and you don't want to miss out. And because of the way we kick things off, we can't make exceptions. Like it's not like me trying to be mean or anything like that. It's just we shift our focus. We start everybody on the same day on Monday, and you have to get in beforehand. So let's talk about the two major enrollment options that you have. First enrollment option that you see on the left-hand side here is access to the online masterclass and coaching program. I'm going to walk you through exactly what that is in just a moment. On the right-hand side is the online masterclass and coaching program, plus the opportunity to work with me here in Austin at my headquarters privately for 3 days. So I've had a lot of people who say, hey, Ron, I want to work with you directly, privately. That's totally an option. You can work with me here in a tiny, small group setting here in my headquarters in Austin, Texas, with me and my team. And I'll talk about what the investment is for both of these options in a moment. But first, I want to walk through what is included. So on the left-hand side, as we go through everything that's included in the masterclass, first you get access to what we call the 6 core modules. So there are 6 core modules that break down what the ask method is in detail. Now, one of the questions I've gotten is, what's the difference between this masterclass and the book? Like, is there really more to the ask method than the book? And I think Kevin Rogers summed it up. Kevin Rogers said, if I was to send you a 300-page binder in the mail, if I was to send you a 300-page binder in the mail that that explains what the ask method is, then the book is like the postage stamp that I put on the outside of that package of the 300-page binder. So what does that mean? Yes, there's a whole lot more to the ask method that's in the book, as well as examples and all the tools and technology to execute the ask method step by step. A few people have been asking, I thought that this was a Q&A. This is a Q&A. It's exactly what I'm answering right now. I'm jumping in late, answering questions on the fly that were submitted early, all about the masterclass and explaining exactly what that is. And I'll be getting to live Q&A for anything that we don't get a chance to cover for the questions that were submitted in advance towards the end of this webinar. So we got the 6 core modules. We got 2 bonus modules. We actually have more bonus modules than this, and I'll show you what they are in just a moment. You get access to the 10-week implementation workshop. So one of the questions that came through quite a bit was, how long does it take to implement everything? Well, we actually break everything down into a 10-week step-by-step process, and we used something called Scrum methodology. Are you familiar with Scrum? Like, do me a favor. If you are familiar with Scrum, can you leave a comment? Leave a comment if you're familiar with what Scrum is or Agile is. And if you're not familiar with what either of those things are, let me know in the GoToWebinar comments as well, because I'll explain what that is so you can understand how we set everything up. Let's go into the comments now. Let's see. Okay. No. Okay. Orion says yes. Bob says yes. Lisa, yes. And Andy says, what Scrum? Neil says yes. Tyler, of course, no idea. Okay, cool. So some people know, some people don't. Okay. Scrum methodology is basically a methodology for getting stuff done quickly. And the way it works is this. This is the way the course works. Every single week for the next 10 weeks, and by the way, this 10-week implementation workshop is totally optional. You do not need to participate in it. You are not obligated to participate in the workshop. It's optional. We run these workshops periodically throughout the year, so if you miss this one, you can always get one later. And the workshop is a process where every single week we do what we call weekly sprints. Now, weekly sprint just means that we walk through step by step and outline in bite-sized chunks the exact steps that you want to complete between now and the end of the week. Then what we do is so we kick things off with your weekly sprints. My team and I are there to serve you. So we have weekly sprints, daily stand-up, designed to get everything done in the Ask method in 10 weeks. Now, if you're saying, well, Ryan, one of the questions I got from the surveys that we submitted was, hey, Ryan, I'd love to enroll, like I'm in, but I can't get started in this in like a month or 2 months. Well, there's no problem, because not only do you have lifetime access to the course, so you're in no rush to complete everything right now. If you miss the 10-week implementation workshop and you want to implement it on your own, then you can do it at your own pace. And if you prefer to go, faster because you're like super aggressive and you want to just, get everything done in a couple weeks, 10 weeks is the recommended time frame. But if you're, a superstar, you're super experienced, I'm not going to hold you back. Go to town and get it done as fast as you want. If things take you a little bit longer, that's cool too. We're not taking anything away from you. In addition to that, in addition to the implementation workshop, you also get access to bi-weekly Q&A coaching calls with me personally. These are kind of like hot seat calls, where if you have a question that you want me to answer directly, I'm there to answer it. We'll put, if you want us to throw your quiz up on the screen, I'll critique it live and I'll talk about it live. You may have heard one of our past students, Peter. He's told the story about how we got on one of these calls, and literally in 6 minutes, I looked at his landing page. I'd reviewed it the night before, and I gave him, I said, here are 6 things to change on your landing page. And he changed these things super fast, and like 2 days later, he reports back and said, guess what? I made the changes Brian recommended, and I increased my opt-in rate from 26% to 60%. And so I say that because here's the deal, like this is what I've devoted my professional life to, right? The last 10 years of my life, this is what I've obsessed over. I've run thousands of split tests, millions of dollars worth of traffic. I know this stuff cold. And I can see things that you might not be able to see, and I can help you with those things. Not only that, but in addition to my personal support, you also get 12 months access to coaching from my entire team. And I'll show you what this looks like in just a moment. But I have a team of now 14 Ask Method specialists. These are people on my team that they're full-time, 100% dedicated to supporting you in your business, to answering your questions, to helping you get past sticking points. And in some cases, these guys are actually better than I am at some of the nitty-gritty implementation, because as you can imagine, I'm not the guy logging into my Facebook account, setting up ads and tweaking things and doing things like that, but the specialists on the team are. These are guys that implement the Ask Method all day, every day, and they are there to support you. In fact, their entire success, their success metric that they have in the company is defined by how many success stories they help generate. And by success stories, I mean you achieving success. They are evaluated on how many students they help get success using the Ask Method. In addition to 12 months of coaching and support, you also get 12 months access to my Ask Method software. So this is another big question that came up quite a bit. And I'm going to be showing you guys all of this stuff in a moment so you can see it for yourself, but I just want to give you kind of like that 30,000-foot overview. There are a lot of survey tools on the market, a lot of quiz tools on the market, a lot of form tools on the market, but the frustration that you'll have trying to implement the Ask Method on your own is that these tools, none of them are designed with the Ask Method in mind. So it's kind of like, I grew up in New Hampshire, and every once in a while you would see like something silly where you'd have, in the middle of the winter, you would see a Prius with a plow on the front of it. And you'd laugh because you'd say, all right, well, the Prius is getting the job done, but it wasn't designed to plow your driveway, right? And that's the mistake that people make when they try to use, different tools not designed for the job. And I say this because we make the tech as simple as possible for you, and there's no additional cost. There's no additional investment. For this first year, we include access to the Ask Method software for free because I want to make sure you have everything that you need to implement. Now, another question that I've been getting is, what's the catch? Like, is there some big upsell or anything like that? No, the cost, the investment in the program, that's your investment. There are options, obviously, if you want to work with me privately in a small group setting here in Austin, there's an additional investment to do that. But there's nothing else to buy. Like, I don't have, this is what we do. This is our flagship training course and coaching program. So this is our main thing. So it's not like there's, we nickel and dime you with all sorts of stuff later on. Now, there's the normal investments that you need to make in any online business, right? You need a website. You need to, if you're not the one doing the work, you're going to have to, have an employee or an outsourced worker or virtual assistant. Someone's got to do the work. It's either going to be you or someone on your team. But just all the normal stuff that would be with any, real business. There's no facilities. You don't need, it's not like a McDonald's franchise where you need to invest $500,000 to build a business. And what's amazing with the Ask Method, and you'll see this from some of the stories I'll share with you, is that, people go from 0 to 6 figures in their first year, starting from scratch, brand new market, having never done this before. Even myself, I went from 0 to $25,000 a month my first 18 months using this. And I'll show you that business today and the revenue and income it generates for me and my family literally 8 years after I set it up. That was another question that came up was, is there a ton of ongoing work in the Ask Method? Meaning, like, you constantly have to pump out content and constantly have to, be working all the time. And the answer is, it doesn't have to be like that. And I'll show you a business that I set up in 2008 using the Ask Method. I'm going to show you our numbers. I'm going to show you how that business still produces income in a business that I haven't touched for 8 years. We'll get into that in a moment as well. In addition to all of the things that I just mentioned, you also get access to all of my best performing page templates. So literally you just grab the page template, make a few changes to it, and it's yours. Talking about quiz pages, landing pages, sales pages. The fill-in-the-blank copywriting templates. You get access to all my copywriting templates. So you don't need to worry about what your landing page should say. We've set these up so that they're simply like Mad Libs style, right? And I'll explain what those are in just a moment. Mad Libs being like, you remember, those, if you've got kids or if you did this when you were younger, those kind of fun stories where the story's kind of written, but you literally have to just fill in the blank. You get access to all my best copywriting templates. The value of these templates, by the way, is huge. I mean, this is something I have never shared publicly. This is what I've used personally to launch all of my Ask Method funnels and all the markets that I've gone into, and you get access to that for free. You also get access to the Tech Vault. Tech Vault is basically all the step-by-step videos and all the tech pieces, and you can use this for yourself. We set it up in such a way that you can easily just pass these tech videos on to your team, or if you have an outsourced worker or someone on Upwork that you're hiring out, you can just share the tech videos to them. They can do all the tech pieces for you. And last but not least, and I think this is the most valuable thing mentioned on this page, and this is examples. Are you the type, leave me a comment in the GoToWebinar if you're the type of person who likes to see examples. Like, are you the type of person that likes to learn by seeing what someone else has done in their business and watching how you can apply it in your business? Because I'm one of those people, like, I love seeing examples. Because I'm really good. Once I see an example, if I have a model to follow, I'm really good at emulating. Totally. So Bridget, Tom, Felicia, Jenna, Belinda, Larry, Felix, yes. And so in the Masterclass, I reveal, you hear me talk about these 23 different markets, I reveal my absolute best performing funnels. So you can see in market after market what each of these funnels looks like. You have tons of examples to model, not just on the quizzes, but you can see the email sequences. We literally have, I think, 200 in PDF format, over 250 pages worth of examples. I'm talking landing pages, sales pages, quizzes, email sequences, checkout pages. It's every single page that you need. And by the way, I'm one of the most fanatical testers that you can imagine. I literally have 10 years of split tests that I'm going to be sharing with you. 10 years of all the testing that I've done, little tweaks. Should the button say this or should it say that? Should the headline be here or should it be over here? Should the background image look like this or like this? All those elements, you get access to all of that. Are the examples recent? Absolutely. So one of the things that people don't realize is I'm still a practitioner. So even to this day, right now as we speak, if you know my story, you know I started implementing the Ask Method by launching my own businesses. And then I went into the 20-plus markets working with partners where my responsibility was to design and build the funnel. And I was paid not only an upfront fee and ongoing retainer, but a royalty on the gross sales. So I've generated $100 million in sales, and I've gotten paid a royalty on that. I still get over $100,000 a month in royalty checks to this day for the markets that I'm in. So are these examples recent? They are up to the minute recent. So the answer is yes. In addition to all this, I think that covers this on this page. What I want to do now is take you inside the masterclass. Let's switch gears. And I want to take you inside the masterclass, starting with this page here. All right. So the moment that you log into the masterclass, I'll make this a little bit bigger, zoom it in a little bit for you. All right, that's a little too big. All right, let's go with this here. The moment you log into the masterclass, you're going to see this here. Now, if you're checking this out on Facebook, then I recommend that you join us in GoToWebinar, because this is where you're going to actually see inside the course. It's in this monitor here. I can't move my phone anymore and actually see me and see the monitor at the same time. So join us at the link on posted in Facebook. It's a GoToWebinar link. So this is where you're going to see the moment you log in. You're going to be greeted with a welcome video. The welcome video here welcomes you to the course. My internet's having being a little slow today. There we go. Cool. And I want to pause this now. There we go. Cool. Not the best page to screen to pause it on. Oh man, my wife loves to pause my videos at funny times and put me in make funny faces. It's quite embarrassing. And so you're greeted with the video and 3 immediate steps to follow. And then what I want to take you to now is, after you've gone through those introductory steps, I want to take you to this navigation at the top. So if you remember, before you joined the masterclass, if you've joined already, you were brought through a segmentation process here, right, where we customize the materials leading up to your enrollment based on which option that you select. Well, it's probably no surprise to you that after you join the masterclass, one of the first things that you do is take an assessment. You take an assessment where we ask you about 10 to 12 questions about your business, where you are right now, and we use that information to help you decide which of the 3 tracks inside the course is right for you. So we actually customize your experience based on where you are in your business, and you'll see that up here. We have a beginner track, we have an intermediate track, and then we have an advanced track. And this assessment will help you decide which of these tracks is right for you. The beginner track starts by, if you're totally starting from ground zero. So this is a question that came up. Is the Ask Method for me if I'm literally starting from scratch? I don't know what, I don't even know what market I want to go into. If that is you, then we've got you covered, because we start by helping you identify what market to go into, how to validate that market, and how to do what we call pre-deep dive research, which is research that you do before you even run your deep dive survey. So we talked about the deep dive survey, but we haven't talked anything about the pre-research that you do. This is all designed to help you decide, is your market a good fit? What's the competitive landscape like? Are you in what we call the competitive sweet spot, where there's enough competition but not too much? And if you're the type of person like me who likes I like these to be black and white. Like, I like to know, okay, what score should I be getting, right? Well, this process is all score-based. So we walk through the 5 market must-haves. We walk through how to figure out if there's enough Google search traffic based on the market that you're pursuing. What about using Facebook to determine the audience sizes? And we have these sweet spots that you want to be aiming for. You don't want to be in a space that's too big, but you also don't want to be in a space that is too small. So if you're just getting started, we got you covered. Next step in the process is how to get your deep dive survey responses. And we start if assuming you have no list at all. So one of the big questions I get, and this came through, is how do I run my deep dive survey if I don't have any audience, I don't have any email list? Well, we've got you covered. We walk through that exact process. The intermediate track starts by running your deep dive survey to your existing list. So if you have an existing list, and the intermediate track is where you get started. And then from there, we analyze the results of your deep dive survey and start with what we call a simple segmentation funnel. That's the intermediate track. The advanced track is building out a full-blown quiz. So you've heard me talk a lot about those quiz funnels. This is not where I recommend that you start unless you are either an advanced marketer or you've already done everything that we cover in the beginner and intermediate tracks. The advanced track is all about building out that full-blown quiz. And we walk through that process together step by step. Now let me take you through and show you kind of how these training modules are structured so you can get a sense for the level of quality and how everything is broken down. So we go to prepare, the first step in the advanced track. You notice that there's a simple little paragraph that explains exactly what the step is all about. And then we start with a series of videos that you see here. These videos, as you can see, are a mix of me in front of the camera, some videos where I am actually live in front of you, videos where we do over the shoulder, where you can see things being done on the computer, kind of like what we're doing right now, where you're seeing my computer screen. And then in some cases, I have the specialists on my team that are responsible for different areas. They come in and teach in their specific areas of expertise. So for example, the manager on my team that runs all of our traffic and all the traffic modules, he's teaching the traffic components in terms of what you do inside Facebook and what you do to set up your targeting and all the little nuances so that no question is left unanswered. And you can see each of these modules, so the advanced module here, prepare, is broken down into these bite-sized chunks. So everything is 5 to 7 minutes. It's short, it's easy to digest, and we make it so that you can complete one of these steps and then move on to the next one. Now, if you're the type of person that doesn't really like video, but you prefer to maybe listen to something on MP3, like if you like to go to the gym and get on the treadmill, we have everything in MP3 format that you can download. We have transcripts, so if you're the type of person that prefers to read instead of watch or listen, you can read through the transcripts. And then we've got worksheets for everything. So if you're like me, I like checklists. Who likes checklists? Leave a comment if you like checklists. Like, okay, what do I need to do first? Just tell me, like step 1, step 2, step 3. If you like checklists on what you need to do, you're going to love, 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 love these worksheets. So we've got worksheets to make everything broken down into step-by-step checklists, every single step along the way. Flowcharts, if you're a visual person and you like to kind of see how all the pieces fit together, we've got flowcharts for you. And we got tons of examples that you can see here, and even scripts. So as you can see here, one of the things we haven't talked a lot about is getting on the phone with your prospects and customers. And I highly, highly, highly recommend that you get on the phone with your customers and your prospective customers. But I get it. Like, it can be scary, right? No one likes to cold call. No one likes to call someone up and say, hey, can I talk to you about your, about your situation? It's just kind of weird. It's uncomfortable. But this phone script, the interview scripts that we give you, make it fun and effortless. In fact, people love, when they start going down this path, they start loving getting on the phone with their customers and asking them questions. And this is so, so, so invaluable. So we make it super simple. Like, we even give you the scripts to what to say when you get on the phone and exactly how to have the conversation step by step. So you see everything is broken down. Everything is well produced. Very high quality. Someone asked, is the course all just fluff? Absolutely not. Far from it. Everything is well thought out. Remember, I've been implementing this and teaching this for the last 10 years of my life. So in this tiny little space of the world, we are Tesla. Like, we do this better than anybody else. This is our expertise. It is so narrow, this methodology, but this is all that we do in our company. In fact, it's not just me that has this expertise. And I want to introduce you to the team of specialists, Ask specialists on my team who are 100% dedicated to supporting you in your business. And I want to introduce you through this community. So the community Before I do that, actually, I want to introduce you to the private Facebook group that we have set up for something called my Next Level Mastermind. So my Next Level Mastermind is a mastermind that is $1,200 a year. And this is one of the bonuses that I mentioned that you get access to for free when you enroll in the masterclass. You could sign up for the mastermind itself. That's going to cost $1,200. It doesn't include anything else. It doesn't include this training. It doesn't include the software. It doesn't include anything else that I'm going to show you. It just includes what you're going to see here. And inside this Next Level Mastermind, you can see all the faces. I'll make this a little bit bigger. Of the specialists who are going to be working with you and supporting you, led by obviously myself, but also my entire team. And I show you these faces so you know that these are real people. These are real people, many of whom came through either as clients of mine, coaching students of mine, or students of mine in the Ask Method. So they're graduates who have successfully implemented aspects of the Ask Method, and I was able to bring them in as coaches to help support you and achieve success. So you get access to the entire team of support. I'm going to walk you through what that means in just a moment. But first, what I want to do is take you inside the two aspects of the community, the forum, and the workshop. Now, people ask, Ryan, why do you have a Facebook group and a forum? Well, the forum is 100% dedicated to the Ask Method. This is where you get detailed answers to your detailed questions about stuff going on in the course, stuff that your questions that you have related to the Ask Method, whereas the Facebook group is a place for general business discussion. So that's a place where if you've got a question for something related to the Ask Method, but maybe not directly applicable, like for example, maybe you have a question about hiring someone, or maybe you have a question about setting up procedures or systems or something like that that's outside the scope of the Ask Method specifically, well, you've got a great place to get those questions answered right here. And this community is filled with members who are also simultaneously executing the Ask Method. So everyone's all in the same boat, right? Everyone's all in the same situation. Well, let's go back for a minute. Let's talk about the two elements of the community. The first is, I'm going to actually go in reverse. The first is the Ask Discussion Forum, and I want to show you this forum. And the second is that 10-week implementation workshop that I talked about a few minutes ago at the beginning. So let's start with the forum itself. So the forum here, you'll see today, we have a flood of new students who are all enrolling because this is an enrollment period. So you can see we've got, Sherry from Reno, Raul from Latin America, John from Clinton, Mark from Sydney, Midland, Georgia, Mike, John from New Jersey, Mark from Auckland, New Zealand, and some of you are probably on this call right now. Tom in Europe, Philip in London, Daniel in Washington, Verona, Italy, Copenhagen, Warwick, UK, Cincinnati, Philippines, Canary Islands, Seattle, Philadelphia, India, London, Australia, Akron, Ohio. So you can see we have members who are joining us from all over the world at all stages of their business, and there's a ton of buzz and excitement right now. But the Ask Forum, when things kind of go back to normal after the enrollment period is over, I want to give you a sense for what that looks like as well. So if we go a couple pages back here, and you start looking at some of the, you'll see all these posts are all about requests for feedback. And you can see there's quite a few posts here, right? Quite a few people asking for feedback. And so you might be wondering, okay, what kind of support. You've got some success stories here, people posting their success and the results that they've gotten, which is awesome. You might be wondering what kind of support do you get when you're inside the community. So, I could take a look at, Eric, for example. Actually, I clicked on the wrong link. I click on Eric's post, for example. And Eric, he had a very detailed question here, right? Very detailed question. And you can just take a look at the type of feedback and response that's coming through as I scroll down here in just a moment. So, Eric had a follow-up question, and you've got, Steve chiming in a big way. You've got Yassine chiming in. You've got, again, Steve, one of our Ask specialists. And you can see back and forth a lot of great feedback from the specialist, basically, making sure that you have everything that you need to achieve success, and posting, the results of his Facebook ads, and really everything in the process. So, with this forum, you have all the support that you need. Remember, you have 12 months access to this coaching and support. So we're going to be with you for the next year. Like, we're not going to let you fail. We're going to make sure that you have everything that you need. You take action, and we are going to be here to support you no matter what. So you have full access to that forum and community the moment that you join. The second thing that I want to introduce you to is that 10-week workshop that I talked about. So the 10-week workshop is also in the forum, but it looks like this. So the moment that you join and decide you want to be part of the implementation workshop, you see this next one kicks off on July 25th, this coming Monday, so just a few short days from now. You have detailed step-by-step action plans. So your first one's pretty easy, right? Tell us about your business, white label the email address, sign up to attend one of the orientation webinars. So that's another cool thing that we do. We have awesome. We have James going to sign up. That's awesome. Great to hear that, James. We have orientation webinars. So just like a college course, we go through orientation. So we're going to walk you through everything that you need. Make sure that you've got all your questions answered. You can sign up for any one of these webinars. If you can't make the webinar live, you can attend one of the replays. But this is just yet another opportunity to get you familiarized and introduced to the course itself and everything that's inside. We've got a specific set of questions that we ask you to answer about yourself when you join, so we can support it. You can see just hundreds of students like Leanne, Alexis, Anne, Tamara, Jennifer, John, Craig, Terry, Peter, Dana, Juicy. I mean, the list goes on. Just everyone is just ready to take action and dive right in. So you're going to be part of that. What's really cool with this enrollment period is one of the things I recommend that you do the moment that you join and enroll, after you've introduced yourself, once you've done that, be sure to say hello to some of your fellow classmates. And say hello, introduce yourself, chime in and reply to some of the other introductions, because this is where many study groups are formed, right? So you have the opportunity to build relationships with accountability partners. You'll see people who have similar businesses as yours, so you can kind of pair up. People create little Skype groups inside the course, and just all right, guys, let's do this together. You'll meet at regular times, and it's really pretty awesome. Really, really pretty awesome. And I know business partnerships are formed inside the community, lifelong relationships are formed, and so it's really, really cool to see all of this happening. So going back to the course itself, we covered beginner, intermediate, advanced. We talked about the community. Now let's talk a little bit about some of the resources. So I mentioned, so you've got a schedule that walks you through when the coaching calls are, when the orientation webinars are. Everything's on the schedule, so if you want to stay up to speed on what's going on, and you got everything there. You get access to all the archived coaching calls. So if you miss a coaching call, plus you got the coaching calls that I've already done for the first round of students. So we opened up this course for private enrollment earlier this year. And we capped enrollment at 400 students, and we hit that cap. And the reason why I did that is I wanted to keep the first group really small so that we could really optimize the experience for you, really tailor and improve the course. And we've already made a number of upgrades based on the feedback from that first round of students. And I say that so you know that everything in here is tested, right? So you're not getting access to something that is, you're not a guinea pig. Like, I hate being a guinea pig. And you're not a guinea pig because everything's been tested. We've optimized everything. We've made a bunch of upgrades. And I want to make that clear. So you get access to the schedule, the past coaching calls, Tech Vaults, White Vault, and then some other bonuses, which I might talk about a little bit later. Next thing that I want to get into, let's see, we talked about training area, community, go through my notes here, my monitor, the workshop, the Facebook group. Oh, next thing that we want to do is the software. So that was a big question, as I mentioned. People have been asking about the software itself. So I want to take you through the Ask Method software and walk you through exactly what this looks like when you join. So the moment that you log into the software for the first time, you get to a page that looks like this. It's very simple, very straightforward. Do you want to create a survey? Do you want to create a quiz? You can think about surveys as all about gathering market research, market data, and quiz all about generating, running that segmentation on your website. So the question people have asked is, what tool, what software do I recommend to create things that look like this? Well, this Ask Method software is what we use to create these types of segmentation quizzes. Super easy to use, and I'll walk you through some kind of high-level functionality. So on the survey side of things, you click on the survey, You get to name your survey, choose some options there. If you look at a survey that's already created, you can see that you can do open-ended questions, radio buttons, checkboxes, phone number, email, name, page rank, everything that you need to create a survey. The output is beautiful, very simple and very intuitive. You can look at your responses. So this is really cool. One of the things that makes the software unique, one of many things, is the fact that all your analysis of your survey is done right here in the software itself. So instead of having to use Excel and formulas and calculations and anything like that, the deep dive survey analysis process that I talk about in the videos that you might have watched, everything is done inside here. So if you don't really like dealing with numbers, or you're not like an Excel wizard, you don't have to worry about any of that. It's all done inside the software for you, and everything is stored for you, and you can just export your results straight out of the software itself. On the quiz side of things, again, this quiz is where we set up our segmentation funnels like this. So, simple little page that looks like this. Ask people what option best describes them. This can be single step, multi-step, etc. Quizzes, we'll go through an example of a quiz. You can see how easy it is to set this up. I just set up a simple little one-question quiz. What's your gender? Options are I'm a man, woman, and you can see you can use images. I just pulled some silly clip art, but you can do photographs. So if you want your options for your quiz to have images on it, like you've probably seen, I'll show you an example of what that looks like in action. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to pull an example up. Quiz. All right, cool. So here's an example of one. So you can see you've got, are you a man or a woman? And you've got images and people you can select, man, and click through like this. This software is what does this, right? So if you want to do a quiz and segment people in different directions, different buckets, this is exactly how you do that. And I will say we are rolling out new features in this software every single week, and one of the reasons why we include this software access to you for free with your Ask Method Masterclass membership is that it gives you the opportunity to shape the direction of the software. So you have the opportunity to shape the direction of the software, what features you want to see, what integrations you want to see, and you have input into this. As far as after the 12 months, you have the option to continue your access to the software, continue your access to the coaching. Everything continues at a low monthly rate, which I'll get into when we get to kind of the investment, the different options that you have. And we'll talk a little bit about that. But as you can see here, you can send people in different directions. You can send them to a page for men, a page for women. Super duper simple to set up, very powerful, and it's all right here for you. So that covers the software. So we've covered training area, community, workshop, Facebook groups, software. We've covered landing page example. What I want to talk about now, and I'm trying to answer as many questions as possible by showing some elements of the course, and I'll get to the remaining questions that we don't, that I haven't had a chance to cover in the next part of this webinar. But before I do that, what I want to mention are the options that you have for enrolling. So we talked at a high level what those options are. And I want to talk about now what the cost is, what the investment is based on which option you want to go with. So again, if you're joining us late, two major options. One is the online masterclass and coaching program. Second option is the live intensive, which includes the one on the left here, the online masterclass and coaching program, includes everything that I just showed you. Everything that I just showed you is included in that. All the coaching, all the support, all the training, all the software, all the bonuses, everything is included in this option on the left. The option on the right includes all of that, plus you get 3 days with me privately here at my headquarters here in Austin, Texas, for a tiny small group of entrepreneurs. We'll be working together in person in the live workshop. Now the live workshop, the investment in the live workshop is a $10,000 investment, and it is by application only. And the reason for that is simple. So if you want to apply to work with me in person, it's a $2,500 refundable application that is due at the time of application. Spots are made available on a first-come, first-served basis. This actually needs to be updated. We've sold actually we only have a few more spots remaining at this time. I know we do have spots available. I don't know how many at the minute because we're literally getting orders right now as we speak, as I can see our tally on my order count. So we're getting orders as we speak. So I don't know how many we have available, but spots are made available on a first come, first served basis. That's the first thing. And the reason why we do it by application only is because I want to make sure that you do not have a direct competitor of yours in the room with us. It would be really awkward if it was you and your direct competitor sitting side by side. So I give priority, obviously, first come, first serve. So if your competitor gets there before you, then priority goes to them. But I make sure that's the first thing. Second thing is I want to make sure this is a good fit. $10,000 for an established business isn't a lot of money. $10,000 if you have to mortgage your house, take out a second mortgage on your house to make it happen. I don't want you to make that type of investment. It's too much. The online masterclass is a much more appropriate investment for you if you're at that stage in your business. So we have an application process to make sure it's a good fit and to make sure that I think we can get success for you based on you being there. So that's the $10,000 option. And if you want to do the online masterclass and coaching program, it's only 6 payments of $374, space monthly. So that's 6 payments of $374, space 1 month apart. Or you can save $245 by paying in full today. By making the full investment today, you actually save money. And the way you do that is simply by clicking on this link here. And when you do that, at the beginning of this webinar, I mentioned I had a surprise bonus that I wanted to offer. And this bonus is what I want to talk about now. This bonus is something that is available for anybody who goes all in right here today. And what I mean by that is, sorry, my internet's slow because I'm running GoToWebinar and Facebook Live at the same time. So my computer is saying, give me a break, give me a break. So this is what the page looks like. You can see one payment of $19.99 gives you access to everything. And when you make the choice today to enroll in this option, I want to reward you because I love working with action takers. I love working with people who take action and go all in because these are in my experience, when you decide to go all in on something, you're like, you know what, screw it, just do it, I'm in, I'm going to make this happen. Those are the students that get the best results, right? It's one thing to dip your toe in the water. It's another thing to say, you know what, I'm just going to jump all in, and this is going to be my focus, and I'm really dedicated to this. So I want to reward anybody who makes that decision today to go all in. I'm going to reward you by taking the pay in full option, and I'm going to incentivize you to do that. Now, I mentioned earlier this year, we opened up this course for enrollment, and we capped it at 400 students, and we actually had to cap it. We reached our capacity. And we generated just under $1 million in sales on our tiny little launch list of 6,300 names. And I want you to think about the size of your email list right now. And I want you to imagine if you had an email list of just 5,000 or 6,000 names to make $1 million, technically $962,000, but $1 million in a single week, in 5 days. I want you to think about what that could do for your business. Well, what I want to do when you enroll in the pay in full option today is I want to give you access to something called my $1 million launch debrief. So every time that we do something in our company, I always do a debrief where I share with my management team, and basically it outlines everything that we did, right? It breaks down everything that we did behind the scenes. And I want to show you what I mean and what this debrief looks like. So when you take the pay in full option now, I'm going to share with you my $1 million launch debrief, how we generated $962,000 in sales in 5 days on a list of 6,300 names. I'm going to show you exactly how we plan things out. I'm going to walk you through the exact campaign, what we did a week before, 2 weeks before. You're going to see every email that we sent out. You're going to see how we plan our meetings. I'm going to talk to you about who does what on my team. I'm going to show you our entire planning process. In fact, I'm also going to give you access to all of our results. I'm going to pull back the curtain in my company and expose and show you exactly what we do. And let me give you a taste for what that means exactly. So first thing I'm going to give you access to is, I'm going to move this to the screen here. This is a bonus, if you're just joining us now, for anybody who decides to go all in today and join the masterclass and choose the pay in full option. So you can see here, this is, I have a high-level document, top 10 lessons learned from the internal launch. And you can see, some of the things that we did here. This is one I like to always talk about. We made one little change on our landing page, and it gave us a 16.5% lift in our opt-in rate, simply by changing one or two words on the button. In addition to this, you get a full video breakdown of everything that we did that I just mentioned, but you also get access to all my emails. So this is our email plan. So you're going to see every single email that we sent out to our list, and you're going to see every split test that we ran and the results of those split tests. You're going to see which email performed better than the other. You're going to see our open rates. You're going to see our click-through rates. You're going to see, this is going to give you like the ultimate swipe file. Next time you send an email to your audience, you're not going to waste time or lose money by sending a bad email. You can look at this debrief and say, man, I just need to emulate what Ryan did. You're also going to get access to my entire Facebook ad strategy. So you can see here, it's our 13-page Facebook ad strategy. You can see the exactly how much money we spent on Facebook ads, exactly the ads that we ran, when we ran each ad, the targeting, how much we paid per click, how much we paid per lead. You get access to all of this. This entire insider information, our targeting, everything. And you get also access to the 100 plus split tests that we ran. So you get access, this is a screenshot of my visual website optimizer account. You can see all of the landing pages that we ran. You can see which ones perform better than others, and you can emulate. So you might say, but yeah, Ryan, I'm not in your market. How can I use this? Well, you want to emulate, you can see, well, what type of background images perform better than others? What type of button text perform better than others? What type of headlines perform better? You get access to all this, all the different things that we did in this campaign to generate $1 million in revenue, $962,000 in revenue in 5 days on a tiny little list of 6,300 names. This entire launch debrief is a special bonus. It's a special bonus when you choose the pay in full option, and you do so by clicking on the link that I'm about to show you on this page. The link is askmethod.com/enroll. That's ENROLL. I'm not going to have a chance to answer everyone's question. I've tried to answer as many as I can in the 90 minutes, but what I want to invite you to do right now is this. You notice on this enrollment page, there is a box at the bottom that says online, chat with us. Right now, I have my entire team staffed up here to answer your specific questions. Because I get it. You might want to have a one-on-one conversation with someone. You might want to say, well, here's my situation. This is my business. This is what my concern is. Can you help me with this? Well, I've got my entire team here on chat. You can chat with them. If you want to hop on the phone with someone, you can even do that as well. Most people like chat because it's easy, and you if you got screaming kids in the background or whatever, you don't have to worry about it. But you click on this chat link, go into this link that you see here, askmethod.com/enroll. askmethod.com/enroll. Click on this page and you can get your questions answered. And if you're ready to dive right in, just let me know. Let me know in the comments that you are in, and you can just dive right in right now. Remember everything that we covered. So just to recap everywhere that we've been, and I have got one last thing that I want to share with you, and then I'm going to share with you those video links that I promised before we wrap. And that's this. So far, we covered the training area. We covered the community. We covered the implementation workshop. We covered the private Facebook group. We covered the bonuses. We covered the software. We talked about that special pay in full bonus, the bonus where you get access to my entire launch debrief, that you see here. You get that when you choose the pay in full option. And remember, that's how we generated $1 million in revenue, or $962,000 in revenue, in just 5 days on a tiny little list of 6,000 names. If that doesn't get you excited, then I don't know what will get you excited. I'm going to show you exactly how we did. You just follow. You just copy what I did. I'll follow that exact process, that exact marketing campaign, that exact framework. So I'm going to gift that to you. That's my incentive, my bribe, my motivation to get you to enroll in the full pay option. People have been asking if you already chose the payment plan and you want to upgrade to the pay in full option, just send an email to Kate. If we can put this email address in the chat, contact@rlassociatesllc.com. Send an email there. Let us know that you'd like to upgrade to the pay in full option, and we will hook you up. No problem. And there's one last thing that I want to mention, and that's this. With the Masterclass, it comes with a 30-day unconditional 100% money-back guarantee. What that means is this. You don't have to make a decision today as to whether or not the Ask method is for you. The only decision that you're making now is that you want to check it out. That's it. You can come in for a full month, check everything out, watch all the videos, click through and download all the cheat sheets, all the MP3s, go through the coaching, check out the software, set up your deep dive survey, get results. And if you like it and you decide that you want to continue with the process, if you say, you know what, this is working awesome, then do nothing and stick around. And if you decide for whatever reason or any reason at all or no reason at all that, you know what, you changed your mind and it's just not for you after checking everything out and testing it out on your business, all you got to do is send us a one-line email to my customer service desk and just say, hey, it's not for me. But my recommendation is this. If after watching this webinar, after going through the videos, if you're kind of on the fence, if you're saying, I don't know, I'm not sure, my recommendation is this. If you're interested or even just curious to check it out and go through the process for yourself, click on the link on this page. The link, once again, askmethod.com/enroll. And if you've got questions, feel free to take advantage of the chat now while my team is available here to answer questions, but don't put this off. Remember, we only open up enrollment like this once a year. You're going to be kicking yourself if you don't take action on this and you miss out and an entire year of your life goes by. The last thing that I want to have happen to you is for you to be here again a year and say, you know what, I wasted an entire year. I didn't get anything done. I'm not any further from toward my goals than it was a year ago. Don't make that mistake. The cost of not taking action is actually the biggest cost of it all. It's not the $2,000 investment that you're making in yourself. It's the wasted time. It's the lost time of not taking action. So remember, we're down to the last 2 days. Don't put this off to the last minute. Get in now. And when you get in now, you get to start diving in right away. You don't have to wait till the course officially kicks off in 2 days. You get access to to all the materials you need to get started. So once again, that link is askmethod.com/enroll. And if you're joining us late and you haven't had a chance to watch all those videos, the pre-launch videos that I talked about that kind of tell more detail around what the Ask Method is, the story of the Ask Method, the Ask Method phenomenon, all these videos, Kate, if you could put the links to these videos inside the chat, that'd be awesome. And by the way, if you're watching this right now, make sure you grab those links right now. These are non-public links. These are non-public links. So be sure to get access to them right now. Copy paste in the chat. Give you a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You got the links. Everyone wants the links to the videos. You got them. Want to make sure you have them. These will not be posted publicly. And the reason for that is we've moved our focus from this video content to enrolling new members this week. And that's where our focus is. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. I really, really, from the bottom of my heart, look forward to the opportunity to work with you. I hope you join us inside the Masterclass, and I really look forward to serving you and supporting you. You know, nothing would mean more to me than in a few short weeks from now, you send me a private message on Facebook and say, you know, Ryan, I was on that webinar, and I was kind of back and forth. I wasn't sure, but I decided to give it a go anyway. I dove in, went through the process, and take a look at my results. For me, like, that's the moment I want to create for you in your life. That's the moment that I want you to experience, where you look at your dashboard and you say, oh my gosh, I just got 500 survey responses. Oh my gosh, I just generated my first $1,000 in sales from this new product that I launched. Those are the moments that I want to create for you. And for me, like, I don't do drugs. I don't really drink much alcohol. I don't really device, I don't gamble or anything like that. But if there's something that I do get high on, it's the feeling, the experience of getting those messages, getting those emails, getting those Facebook messages, getting those letters in the mail. I mean, that's why I do what I do. I mean, I can be doing a lot of different things, but that is so gratifying, so rewarding. And I want you to be the next person that sends me one of those. I'm gonna do it. And the way to do that is by getting inside the masterclass. This is my number one focus personally. This is where I devote all my attention. This is my team's number one focus as well. And I'd love to have you inside. So one last time, the link is askmethod.com/enroll. We got 2 days left to get in before we close the doors and you miss out. Don't make a mistake of waiting on this. Do this now. I look forward to seeing you inside. Have a great day. Great rest of your evening.
Unmuted.
Look forward to talking to you soon. Take care.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to wrap this up with you. So if you've got a couple of questions for me, you can fire them into the chat as well. Let me see. Kate, if you wanted to pass over the control panel to me, I'll put up my slides here as well, just to kind of wrap it up. Perfect. So again, like I said before, just to wrap up, the bonuses that you get if you order through the link that Kate's been sharing with everybody throughout the webinar, and the link that's on the page if you're watching the replay is bonus number one is the fly on the wall, the private recording of the Ask Strategy call with Ryan and I. The 80-20 webinar that I'm going to do with everybody, that's all about applying the 20% of this method that's going to get you the 80% of those results that we all want. Again, we're so busy. We've got so many things on our plate. And if there's one thing that I know I'm good at, it's cutting through the noise. Not that the program has any noise in it, but there's always elements to anytime you're getting into something new where, okay, well, what are the really important skills I need to learn in order to make this happen? Whether it's me working with athletes and mentoring them along the path to them getting into college scholarships, or it's mentoring entrepreneurs and helping them rise through those early stages of dream up and start up and get them into ramp up so they can get into scale up and really actually have a business that serves you. I know I'm good at that, so I'll be able to do that with you with this webinar, which then leads into I'm reopening up this one. This one expired a couple days ago, but I'm going to bring it back in for people here to give you also access to our 5-day implementation challenge. I will facilitate you through that week, Monday, August 15th to the 19th, to help you get started with some daily activities, and all of those activities that I'll be designing stack on top of each other to lead you to that completed and optimized Ask Method funnel, so that it brings in the right people into your world. And then the speed sales writing hack, again, this is not my core skill set at all. So I leverage some smart strategies to get things done quickly. I typically hire people to do this, but at the end of the day, I still have to write some of my own stuff. And this goes beyond just applying it to putting up sales pages. This goes into writing a lot of different things, advertising, etc. And then I also added this one in today, and this is 337 pages of fill-in-the-blank templates and swipe files so that you can quickly and easily create content ideas, outlines, sales letters, even titles for blogs or videos, and on and on. It's a huge document, but the great thing about it is the document doesn't overwhelm you because you can hunt in, or you can go into it, hunt for exactly what you need, pull out your template and write. Or pass it off to someone else. This is what I do. I just pass it off to, our team of people who can create content. So those are our 5 bonuses. Thanks a ton for. I just want to see. And then Linda, yes, I'll pass that along to you as well. So thanks for the question. Anyways, folks, I'm going to end it there. Hope you had hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got your questions answered that you needed. If not, I'm still inside that Facebook group that you can jump into and ask some questions. And thanks for being with us today and taking the time. I really hope you get into the Ask Method, because it's just something that I truly believe in, and I know Ryan delivers. So thanks. Have a great day, and ciao for now.